Welcome to Rex Talk, the Goy Talk, the best talk, the Rex Talk.
Goy Talk, super cool friendship adventures.
So this is going to be a continuation of the last few episodes. This will be, I'm just trying to explain to you what the propaganda of America is about. I'm trying to unwash your brain.
Follow me through history. We will unwash your brain together.
And so it's critical to understand some key things. First and foremost, we will start with part one. What is wealth? What is wealth?
Don't forget to like and subscribe. You're watching Rex Talk, the Goy Talk, the best talk. And back to the show.
The question sounds simple, maybe even childish, but your answer determines whether you are a free person or a slave. For generations, we have been propagandized, taught to believe that wealth is an abstraction. It's a number on a screen, a stock ticker, a derivative, a complex financial instrument that only the initiated can understand. This is a foundational lie. It is the first bar in the propaganda prison of the American mind. True wealth is not an idea. It is physical. Wealth is what happens when a human being, a producer, applies the labor to the raw materials of the earth. A farmer who turns a seed into a bushel of corn has created wealth.
Hear me, makers of the world. The currency of our future is bound to the calloused hands that shape it. Labor births the wealth, and wealth answers only to the labor that claims it. Tie the money to the work, and you forge a shield.
A machinist who turns a block of steel into an engine has created wealth. A carpenter who turns lumber into a home has created wealth. Wealth is real. You can touch it. It feeds you. It shelters you. It is the foundation of the human life. This isn't just opinion. This is the very definition that gave birth to America. The intellectual ammunition of our founding fathers came from a 17th century English philosopher named John Locke. Writing in his second treatise of government in 1689, Locke defines the producer's right. A man owns his labor. And when he mixes that labor with the raw, common materials of the earth, the resulting product becomes his property. That means labor plus raw materials equals physical wealth. This is a formula of freedom. It is the core concept accepted by academics and producers alike. That was transcribed by Thomas Jefferson into the Declaration of Independence. It is the reason our Constitution was written, to protect the producer and his physical property from the whims of a king or an other parasite. And this is where the conflict begins, because the parasite class, by its very definition, produces no physical wealth. Therefore, its entire existence and every fortune within it is predicated on a single criminal act, the extraction of real wealth created by the producing class. They don't build, they plunder. They don't create, they confiscate. This is the story of the parasitic class, the global debt-based banking cartel.
Power to the capitalist global debt-based banking cartel.
Debt-based banking cartel.
And this is the story of their 3,000-year war.
You filthy pig, Goey.
You filthy pig, Goey.
To enslave the producers of the world. This is the story of how they built our prison. To understand their prison, you have to understand their law. Our story begins not in the 1700s, but 3 millennia ago with the Phoenicians, whose civilization peaked between 1500 BC and 300 BC. The Phoenicians,
Moloch, master of the furnace, accept this blood offering and rise.
Phoenicians were a maritime empire, a civilization of traders, and they gave the world a legal framework to match, the law of the sea. This is the most important concept to grasp here. The law of the sea, what we'd later call admiralty or maritime law, is the law of water. It is the law of commerce, of contracts, of debt. It is the transnational fluid. It governs transactions. In the eyes of this law, a person is merely a party to a contract, and nations are just corporations. It is the legal system of the parasite class, the direct opposite of the law of the land or the common law.
We named the Constitution the law of the land because it is clearly the enemy of the law of the sea.
This is the law of the earth. It is rooted in a specific place, a culture, a people, and their customs. It is the law of the sovereign producer, and it is based in the idea that our rights are inherent, given by God, not granted by contract. The entire history of Western liberty is the story of this bloody, multi-millennial conflict. The Magna Carta was signed in 1215. Was a direct declaration of war by the land of the law of the land against the law of the sea. It was the English barons, the producers, the landowners, forcing a parasitic king to admit that he was under the law of the land. And the United States Constitution is the ultimate expression of this fight. It is the law of the land codified. It was designed for one primary purpose: to protect these sovereign producers of this new nation from the ancient corporate parasitic system of the law of the sea, which had always and only promoted slavery and atrocity for their own profit.
Oy vey, what an episode. I hope you filthy goey watch part 2.
There is a war between the producer and a parasite. Wall Street robs us.